everyone, welcome back. I'm going to show you how I done this makeup look, what products I used. I'm going to show you why I love them. This look is used by really affordable products that I use every day. I love to use for going out makeup on my clients and for myself. So if you want to see how I created this glowing makeup, carry on watching and see what I use. I'm going to show you a few of my products that I religiously use. I have had these in my kit for a long time now, I'd say years, and I don't switch up from them. There's a few that I like to try different things, and there's new products that I've been using as well, but there's some of my oldies that I will use constantly, and I think you will love them as well. So after cleansing my face, I double cleanse in the morning, and I just want to make sure any of the nighttime skin routine is washed off. I go in with the Micellar Water. As you can tell, I use a lot of this. It's like more than half gone. But I just go in with my face once with this, with a cotton pad, just to make sure my face is clear and dry from any other product. I don't really use this to remove my makeup. I would rather just cleanse. I just use this as like an extra after I've cleansed my skin, just to make sure that my skin is cleanser free and ready for my makeup. I just wipe my eyes fully, make sure that any extra mascara is removed. There never is really anything left on my face, but I just do this as part of my routine anyway. As you can see, there's nothing really on my cotton pad, but it's just to make sure I'm going over my skin fully to prep for my makeup. I let that sit for a couple of seconds just to fully dry into my skin, and once it's dry, I will start on my skincare. Now I go in with a hyaluronic acid serum. This is by the Inkey list. I use this every morning. You can use it morning and night, but I just use it in the morning. I just apply a generous amount all over my fingers and then rub it into my skin. I want to make sure that this product is pushing itself into my skin as much as it can. I have used this hyaluronic acid serum by the Inkey list for years now. I'd say about 3 years, and I just love it so much. I feel like when I've put it on, my skin feels tight in a good way, and it feels like I can start my base off really well. There's no set amount that I do put on. I just make sure that I've coated my skin really well. I'm going to leave that to really soak into my skin for about 5 minutes. You don't want to pile up your products together too much because it'll just crumble when you put your makeup on. You want to make sure your products have got enough time to penetrate the skin, and then once you feel like your skin is dry, you can just apply your next layer of the skincare. I notice when I do a lot of my skincare, if I'm in a rush, I'll just put my products on as soon as I can, and eventually it just starts to crumble. Like when I'm putting it on with my fingers, they'll just crumble off onto my hands. So you want to make sure you don't do that. Give yourself time to let the skincare soak in. I love the Pixi Nourishing Eye Patches. I've used these for a couple of years as well. I just like to put them on when I'm doing makeup, so if I do my eye makeup first, if there's fallout, it'll fall onto my patches anyway. So you can pop these on any way you like. Some people pop the big side here, smaller side there, but I just like doing it this way because the smaller side can get right under your eyes, and then the big side is at the bottom as well as over your cheekbone. I try and keep these on for as long as I can. Sometimes I'll take them off if I'm in a rush quite quickly, but other times I will leave them on until they're dry and then I will take them off. Sun cream. Always use SPF every day. I use this sun cream because I use it for my kids, so it's like best of both worlds. Saves money, it's amazing. But my kids can only use this one, they have sensitive skin. So this is the one I just get, but it's factor 50. So make sure you wear your sunscreen every day. I really coat my face in this. I want to protect my skin from the sun as much as I can. Even when you feel like the sun isn't out in autumn time or winter, just make sure you're applying a good amount of sun cream. This will protect your skin so much. As we use a lot of skincare products and a lot of washes for the face, you want to make sure that the barrier of your skin is protected. I probably apply more than is needed, but I just want to make sure that everything is coated and my skin won't be affected from the sun. You know, when you're on holiday and you have that gorgeous glow, everyone asks me how I get such a glowing skincare. And honestly, I think it's the sun cream. I always do my skincare beforehand, but sun cream really does the job. When you're on holiday, it gives you that nice glow anyway. I think it contributes to a lovely glowing base. And then you want to make sure that your sun cream is really pushed into your skin And make sure you leave this for a while before you do your makeup, just because this can come off with your makeup, so just make sure that the product is fully set into your skin. I have used this since getting it and I think I'm running out, but I love this peel off lip stain. So it does come with a wand like this. I don't prefer to use that one just because I feel it's quite thick, so I'd rather have more definition on my lip line, so I go in with a little brush like this. This brush has been used so many times for this lip stain, so I just grab as much product as I can onto this, and then I just want to mark out my lip line, or where I want to apply my lip line. It's best to work faster with this because it can dry really quick. And then to coat your lips, I will use the brush, and this just fully saturates my lip in this colour. And then when I want more definition on my top lip line, I will go in with my brush. I've used this product so much that I have to just dip my brush into it and then pull it out like this. Now I extend my lips a little bit on the sides, not on the bottom, just the top, just to give a wider look, like that. I leave this on for as long as I can, but sometimes when it dries, when you're doing your makeup, it does peel off. So when it's ready to come off, just take it off. I use the Revolution eyebrow pencil because I feel like it's the colour that matches my eyebrows the most. I've got dark eyebrows, so I want to make sure I match that colour. I'm just going to brush up my eyebrows. I just brush the front bits upwards and then follow my natural shape around. I'm going to use a smaller mirror just to make sure I can see what I'm doing. But I don't really overline my brows a lot. I just follow the shape of them and then fill them in a little bit. I'm going to do this eyebrow and then I will come back and show you what it looks like. So my eyebrow will look like this. This one's done, this one's not done. I'm just going to apply a little bit of the HD brows all over my brow hair. So this is my eyebrows done. I haven't shaped them out with concealer, but they are done with my eyebrow product. I'm going to go in with my MCoBeauty. I think it's in shade light 2.5 natural, just to carve out my eyebrows. This shade really matches my skin tone. So I just grab a P. Louise concealer brush, grab a little bit of the product on the end, just like this. You can see I've got a tiny bit of product, and then I will just lightly carve out my brow shape. I want to make sure it's blended and not too structured, and then on the ends I'll buff it with my fingers so there's no harsh line. It's just looking like natural skin faded into my eyebrows, like that. Now I'm going to remove my eye patches because I'm going to go into my base. So for the past 2 years I don't really wear foundation anymore. I just either wear concealer and contour or my trusty MCoBeauty Flawless Glow. As you can see, it's basically empty. I'm really struggling. I've got nothing left in the bottle except this tiny little bit at the bottom here, but I'm going to try and get some out because this shade is everything. So I've got the shade 2.5 Fair. This shade matches my skin really well, and the good thing about this, it just gives you that natural glowing base. So all I have to apply is concealer and contour and no foundation, which is amazing. I do have two of these, but as you can see, they're slightly different colours. This one is more of a, it's got a pink undertone. This one's more of a yellow undertone, but this one suits my skin a lot more better than this one. So what I've been trying to do, because I don't catch it anymore on my wand, I try and just use the excess of this, and then I pop the top off like this, and then I will get my concealer brush right at the bottom and try and get as much as I can. I do need to stock up, so I'm going to go and take you along with me to grab some more stuff, but for now I just need to grab the very ends of this. So as you can see with my concealer brush, I've grabbed the remainder of the product out the bottle, and a little bit of this goes a long way. I do like to coat my face and my neck, but this shade just matches into my skin tone really well, and it gives me an extra boost of glow, which I'm looking for. I love to use a dense brush like this just to buff out this makeup. It blends really well. And then what you want to do, you don't want to be swiping your face, just tap and blot this product into your face, because if you've got dry skin as well, any extra flaking on your nose or forehead, cheeks, if you're swiping it across your face, it's just going to pull that skin off, and it could potentially go under it, which we don't want, because then throughout the day it might just come off and you're gonna be left with patches that don't have any makeup on. So I always try and just blot this onto my skin. I absolutely love this product. I have ranted and raved about this product, but it really does look amazing. It's like a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. This one is much more affordable, and I don't want to be paying a lot of money for something that I could get which is much more affordable and in my budget. If you're looking for an amazing dupe of Charlotte Tilbury, then grab the MCoBeauty Flawless Glow, because it is to die for. It's gorgeous. You can see the glow already on my face, and even when I matte this up with a bit of powder, it still stays really glowy. But I just love how the coverage is and the glowiness of my skin. It's just amazing. I love this product so much. The only problem with wearing a white top is that it can transfer your makeup onto it, and then you've just got like orange stains here. Now that is applied evenly, I'm going to go in with my contour. I do have two which I switch up when using. This one's Sculpted by Aimee, and this is the Pink Honey. This one is in Cookie Butter. This is really dark, so it depends what type of contour I'm looking for. The Sculpted by Aimee is much more lighter, as you can see, but sometimes this cannot even show up on my foundation. It depends the level of contour I'm looking for. I do like this one though, because it does just blend in naturally to my skin tone. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I might just pop in a little bit of the Pink Honey just on top to add more definition on my cheekbones, but I'm gonna try this one first. I love using another dense brush for this. This brush is years old. I love it. I don't think I'll get rid of it, even though it's stained like hell. I won't get rid of it. I absolutely love it. So it does come with a pad that you can just blot your pad into, but I don't really use that. I prefer to use my brush. So I'm just going to apply this just underneath my cheekbones, and you'll see on the video that it doesn't really show up that much. It's more of a similar colour to my MCoBeauty Flawless Glow. It just adds a little bit more colour to my cheekbones, and I do really like it, and it is quite a nice product that's not too thick on the face. I just apply this just under my cheekbone and then around my temples and around my forehead. I don't apply any here. Don't really have any product there, to be honest. I just like applying this at the sides of my face, so it doesn't show up as much, but it just adds like a really nice colour on top of it, and it looks more smoother. Then I apply this just on the top of my nose and buff it out under my eyebrows. Now with the Cookie Butter from Pink Honey, I just grab on the sides of my brush, the very edges, a little bit of the product, and then I work this in right on my cheekbone. And this just adds a little bit of definition. And you see it's just added that definition right to here, so when I look straight as well, you can see it come round. I have a more round face. I've always had a round face. No matter how much weight I lose, I do have a round face. So this technique works really well. A lot of makeup artists say to apply your contour upwards and come down into your lips, but it doesn't apply to round face. So I love applying my contour here and bringing it towards the middle of my lips. And then when I put my highlighter here, you'll see in a minute, it just gives that sculpted look. And it really does work well, bringing it in. Do the same on this side, bring it in. That looks different already. You can see the difference. I do still have a round face. I will always have a round face, but you can see the difference already. And then sometimes I might just apply a little bit to the edge of my brow bone and outwards. I absolutely love this product. This is a blusher. When I first seen this, I thought, wow, this is really such a strong colour, and I thought it's going to be way too dark for me, but honestly after using it, it just makes my skin just look like I've got a holiday glow. Now I apply a pink blusher before this, a pink cream blusher. Then I will just pop this on at the very edges here, and it just gives that sun-kissed glow. I'm going to show you now what I do. So I've decided I'm going to use three different blushes. This is the lighter blusher, this is more of a darker blusher, but it's like a sun-kissed look. This is a deep blusher, and I'm going to mix them all. I'm going to show you what I do. This is my blusher brush. I've had this for many years, probably about 6 years. Love this brush. It's very stippling, so it does work the product in really well. And as you can tell, it's stained pink just from using it on blusher. This blush is from Lottie London. I love this blush. I have had this for about 2 years. Love it so much. And do you know why I love it? Because it's yellow, but as soon as you pop it onto your skin, it goes pink. So like if I just pop this into my finger, it comes out pink, and it is the most beautiful shade of pink you can get. So you can apply this directly onto your face, but I don't. I like to work my brush into it, and then this shade of pink I will go under my eyes slightly, on my rosy cheekbones here, and then work this product upwards just like this. I really blend it out. This product is very buildable, so you only need a tiny bit, but as you can see, it just gives that nice pink look. It's like a pastel pink. So I will do the same on the other side, work this underneath my eyes, because when I pop on a bit of my concealer anyway, it's going to take out this part, but it'll make it nice and blended. But I love this because when I first tried it, I was like, what is yellow? Like, do they know what they've sent me? But when I put it on my skin, it come out the most beautiful pink colour, and I love it so much. With the excess, I just buff it up into my temples. This is from Sephora. I absolutely love it. When I went to get it, I said to the woman, I can't see it out, can you make sure there's some at the back? And she went and found me some, and honestly, it's such a gorgeous blush colour. So I will apply this further back onto my cheekbones. Take it up still, but this would be further back. This doesn't go forward at all. This just gives like an extra shimmer. That glow is off the blusher. And then this one I will use on the very edges of my cheekbones up into my temple area. I first tried this when I was on holiday, and I absolutely loved it for holiday makeup. When you've got a bit of a tan, you love that glowing look, and this gave me that look. So with the same brush, I'll go in, and you only need a little bit of this, and I just apply this at the very edges of my cheekbones, up onto my eyes and onto my temple area. Can you see the way it just looks a bit more defined here? I love it so much. You can go in with this product on its own, you don't have to use all three. I just use all three because I love each one of them, that I don't want to miss out using any of them. So that is my blusher done. I'm going to go back in with my MCoBeauty concealer, and I just apply a light bit under here on the edge of my eyes, around my jawbone, around my lips, and around my mouth. This brush does hold a lot of product, so I make sure that I wipe off any of the excess because I don't need that much. And I will just apply a tiny bit here, the edge of my eyes, around my nose and my lips, under my lips. And then, as I said before, when I was trying to contour my face, I will use it from the bottom of my ear forwards. Can you see that? Instead of coming downwards with a circular face and a more rounded face, it's better to do this way. Just at the very high point of my tear trough and the ends of my eyes, around the edge of my nose, the bottom of my mouth. Grab the point of where I want to apply my concealer and just pull it like this. I usually let that sit for a couple of minutes just to make sure it's a bit more dry. I use this brush and I like it because it points this way, so it gets right under the eye. I can use a beauty blender as well, but I like using this brush first. So I will just work this in up to the bridge of my nose here, downwards. I try not to go right under my eye because I do crease a lot under there. And then I will blend this out at the edges as well. And this will just blend all that concealer and the blusher straight into my face. Around my nose, under my lips, and then I will do this side. I always try and keep under my eyes, directly under my eyes clear, just because I do hate it when it creases. And I find that with the MCoBeauty Flawless Glow, if it's all over your face, you don't need any concealer, straight under your eyes. So I will pull my hair up, and then I will start blending this outwards. I don't want a harsh line because sometimes with more rounder faces it does show up a lot more, but I just pat this in with the pattern motions I use for my base, exactly where I popped this concealer. like this. I've tried bringing it higher and pulling it down, but because my face is round, I don't think it works well for me. I just want to make sure now that everything is blended in together. I don't want any harsh lines. I just want it blended in really well. And then with the remainder of what's on my brush, which is basically nothing, I just go up into my forehead. And I'm trying to show you products that I really use daily and that are so affordable, and you can get them on TikTok Shop or you can get them online. They are definitely worth it, and you don't need big massive high-end products to achieve a result that you're looking for. Obviously high-end products are amazing as well, and I do have a couple that I think absolutely I'm going to pay their price for them because I do really like them, but I want to make sure that I give affordable options to you all to make sure that you can get that experience without breaking the bank. If I haven't told you enough how much I love MCoBeauty, then here's another proof. So this is the MCoBeauty Miracle Flawless Pressed Powder. I absolutely love this. This shade is in One Light Clear, and this shade is exactly what I need for under my eyes. I used to use the RCMA powder, and I do still like it on the odd occasion, especially if I'm going to bake, but I never really bake my face, especially if I'm not wearing that much makeup of the day. So I will use my trusty pressed powder by MCoBeauty. Love, 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 love it. So you can use any applicator, a powder puff, a little sponge, but I like to use this very short brush. Looks like a fluffy brush, but I just use it for my powder, as you can see. So before I go in with any pressed powder, I make sure I use my concealer brush just to press in any of that concealer under my eyes, and then I won't get any creasing at all. I just buff this in, and then I will lightly, really gently place this exactly where I have popped the concealer. I love this powder. This doesn't give you flashback, and it is the exact colour to match the flawless glow that I've used. I love this so much. It gives you that powdered look, but you can still see the glow underneath. I just always tap my product in and keep applying this where I want to mattify anything. I wear contacts now, but I did wear glasses, so I would make sure I always mattify my nose. At the end of the day, as long as your base is glowy, you can always add more glow afterwards, but you just want to make sure you lock that product in place. And this is why I prefer this over the RCMA, because the RCMA, even though it is translucent powder, it can sometimes look a bit white on your face. So I just buff this into the areas where I know I'm gonna sweat the most, and I don't swipe this like I said before. I still always use that pattern motion exactly where I applied my concealer. I know I sweat a lot on my upper lip, and no one wants a Sula, so I make sure that I really press this product into my skin. Then I go back in and double check that I have pressed in my concealer. Just try and work that powder into your skin. They do have different colours of this powder, but I find that this shade is my perfect shade. I think this is my third one now of this powder. I go through it like I don't know what, and actually I lost it the other week for about 2 weeks, and I thought, oh my god, what am I going to do? I don't know what to use. And I found it in a different bag, but I just love it so much. I think it works really well. Make sure you keep pressing this product in. Just apply it where you most get oily. I get a lot of oil underneath my eyes, around my nose and my upper lip, and then on days when it's hot I will just do a tiny bit on my forehead. I do use a swiping motion like this just on my forehead because I'm only using a tiny bit. I don't really need to work it in as much, but anywhere else I will always tap this product in. And then I will fully coat this on my brush, and where I've applied my concealer I will create that line again. I try and create a little line, nothing too crazy or sculpted, but just something that has a little bit of definition, as you can see. And then I will do the same on the other side. I feel like there's a product that you'd always want to gatekeep, and I want to gatekeep this. I don't even want to tell people about it because I love it so much and I don't want it to sell out. But if you're looking for a really good affordable pressed powder, you need to get hold of this one. It is honestly one of the best I've used, and it is so affordable. I'm just going to go underneath my lips, around my nose, make sure that is fully pressed in, and then I am done. So this blush is by Ciate, and this is Tempt Me. I love this so much. It's like a highlighting effect. As you can see, it is so highlighting and glowy. So this will just give you that gorgeous pink glow, and it is more glowing than it is pink. This product can be buildable and you can use a lot of it, but I like using it for the highlighting effect inside. As you can see here, that is just glowing off this blush. I am a blush girly, I love blush, so this one is a godsend. I always use cream blush, but then if I'm going to use a powdered blush, I just opt for this one. As you can see, it's just glowy and it has that gorgeous sun-kissed blush look, and that's what I'm looking for. And you can apply this over the 3 products that I applied with the cream, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't go too much. A little bit goes a long way with a lot of these products, and that's why I love them, because they are more buildable. But this is my favourite blush to use, that is a powder blush. I grabbed this from Sephora a while ago, and it's got 9 different shades of eyeshadows in. I absolutely love this shade because this one just works well with my makeup as like a day-to-day look. I use a real fluffy brush for this. As you can tell, it has been stained again. So I just pop this into the colour. It is kind of like glistening, it's got a little shimmer to it, but I'll just pop this in and just swipe all over my eyes, because I'm not looking for a eyeshadow look. I just want like a natural glow to make my eyes pop, and that's why I love this colour. You can use a bronzer, and you can buy this in smaller packets, so they are movable, so you can take them out and swap them for like different colours if you go and buy another palette. And you can get these individually, so you can just get 3 as one, and if you want to swap them you can. I just love using this colour just to go under my brow bone and on my eyelids. I'm not using it as like anything of a base for makeup, I'm just using it to blend all my colours in together. I'm all for affordability, and I seen this mascara in Primark a couple of weeks ago. I've used it religiously since. I love it so much, and I find that the wand works well with my lashes. So I do have short lashes, but it just brings them out and elongates them a lot. I'm going to show you the wand now. This is literally what, £2 to £3 I think it was, and I love it so much. It genuinely does the job, and a mascara is a mascara at the end of the day. And I have come across a few mascaras that have been more affordable that I've liked better than high-end products, because as long as the wand is really good for your eyelashes, this wand, the bristles separate a little bit, so it does separate my eyelashes, which makes it look a lot longer than they are, and it separates them so they look really full. I do about 3 coats of mascara. I put 1 coat at the very base of my lashes. This just darkens the lash line off. The second coat is focusing more on the ends of my lashes to cover the product through, and then once I've let it sit for a couple of minutes and it's dry, I will go for the 3rd time just to add a little bit more product at the end, and it will just open my eye a little bit more. That is after like the 2nd coat, and my eye looks a lot more open, and I don't curl my lashes, and I haven't had an LVL for months now, but that is how much it looks better than this side. Now onto this side. As I said, I normally do get an LVL, but I haven't had one for months. And this mascara, oh my gosh, I've got it on my makeup. This mascara really does the trick. I can take that bit of mascara off my face later on. Just go in with like a normal lash wand that's got no product on it, and just buff over it, and it'll just come off, and it doesn't take your makeup off. We all know we do the craziest faces when we put mascara on, but it's got to be done. As long as the mascara and the finished look looks amazing, that's all that matters. Let me know if any of you have used this mascara, because I swear that this is an amazing mascara, and I do think it was £3 or just under. It does work well. You can see my lashes now, they look so much more longer and so much better. And I put a tiny bit underneath my lashes, not a lot, but just a bit, just to fill them in, but then they don't look too like spider's legs. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I will go in after I've done my lips and do a last coat. I got this from Sephora, and it's the Sephora own collection, and this is like a dupe for the Benefit one. I tried both of them out, both exactly the same. This one was £13 I think, the other one was a lot more pricey than this, so I was like, they're basically the same, I'm going to get this one. I can't exactly remember how much the Benefit one was. It was beautiful, don't get me wrong, it had a gorgeous little bit more glitter to it, but it was basically the same when I tried it out on my hand, so I thought I may as well buy this one. So if you're looking for an alternative highlighter, go for the Sephora one. It's absolutely beautiful. So you can use anything to apply your highlighter with. I like to go in with a brush like this. It's like a fluffy brush, and this works really well to target exactly where I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna buff over the product lightly. And you can see already my skin is still really glowy off all the other products I've used, but I'm just going to enhance that glow a little bit more. So I go down my nose, on my forehead where I want the sun to like catch my skin. Same on this side. And I don't need a lot on my forehead because it is glowing already. And then where the sunlight naturally catches your cheekbones, this is where you want to place your product. Now you have to be really light on the skin, don't be pushing it into your skin, don't be patting it into your skin. This brush is really light, so all you want to do is just lightly buff over your skin. So you're basically not even touching your skin that much, and it will just give it that gorgeous glow. That's natural and not too much. And then same for this side, just lightly buff over your skin and it will just leave you with a flawless natural glow that you've been looking for. If you want to put some on your chin, I usually put some on here when I don't have this product on, but just use it exactly where you would like to act as if the sun is hitting your face. But I mainly go on my cheekbones, down my nose, the very bridge. And I don't highlight and contour my nose so it's really structured. I just apply my bronzer or my contour onto it like I did before, and then just work around that. I'm gonna apply it in your tear duct as well, and then sometimes I'll go over my eyelid just to give it that natural glow. Same for this side, and then I'm done with my highlighter. I'm going to show you what the highlighter looks like now. So you've got no cast over your makeup and it doesn't look too much, it just looks like a natural glow. Now going in with my third and final layer of mascara. This just targets the ends of my lashes just to add on any product to the existing mascara, and it'll just make them look a little bit more longer. I do this each time I do my mascara because I want my eyes to really pop, as long as it doesn't look too clumpy. Do you ever remember that mascara that you could get, and it was like a mascara and then you'd get like a fibre one with it, and once your mascara's on you'd apply the fibre on top? Please tell me people remember this. And I got it once for Christmas, don't get me wrong, I loved it, but the fibres would eventually fall off your eyelashes and fall underneath all your makeup. So when you were just working or out in the day, you're going about your day thinking you have gorgeous long lashes and you've just got mascara droppings all under your eyes. And I went out once, I went to town and I thought, this is it, like I've got gorgeous lashes, are really long. They did look so long, and I don't know where I got it from, this product, but I think I was out and I met up with a friend and she was like, what's on your face? And I was like, makeup. And she was like, yeah, I can see, like what's under your eyes? And I was like, highlighter. And she was like, no, there's like black all over your eyes. And I looked and it was just all the fibre pieces just under my eyes. And this was years ago when I got the bus, so I must have been on the bus with it, walking past people with it. I've been like smiling at people, they've thought, oh my god, is this a crazy lady walking past me? And it's all these fibres that come off onto my face. Please tell me I'm not the only one who remembers that mascara. It came as like a duo and it was like a mascara and then the fibres. I'm glad that stopped, because yeah, it wasn't good. Now I just opt for like 14 layers of mascara instead. Now time for my favourite bit, which is my lips. So to get this off, if it hasn't peeled off, which mine hasn't, I do this. And you'll see it starts to peel. Normally, I think because I'm running out, it's peeling in little sections, but normally it's just like one long layer that just peels off. I'm gonna try and do it now. I'm looking in the mirror, so it might not. I think because I'm running out, it's not, but I'm gonna get this off, I'm gonna peel it off and then come back to you. Okay, so I finally got it off. I think I'm in need of getting a new one. That's why I didn't peel off straight away. It took me ages to get that off. But I'm going to use my Sculpted by Aimee lip liner. So this is double-ended, this is the liner. running out, so I probably need a new one. And then this side is the lipstick. I don't really use this lipstick. I think I prefer using a little bit of lip liner and then maybe some lip gloss, because with the Troublemaker lip tint, this stays on for hours, so I don't need any colour underneath. I just a bit of lip liner on for that definition, and then lip gloss. So I think I'm just going to do a bit of lip liner and then my lip gloss. I only have to outline the lips really, especially when I've had the lip tint on. I only have to work around the outside, just the definition. I love giving myself a good cupid's bow because I don't have one. And then, like I did with the lip stain, I'm gonna elongate the lip liner just slightly to make my lips look the bigger, like this. I have done multiple videos of this lip combo. I love it so much. I can't remember the price. It is one of my favourites. And I know I'm running out because I've got the tiniest bit of lip liner left. So definitely use this and a combo with my MCoBeauty lip gloss. I feel like this whole tutorial has been about MCoBeauty, but it's honestly a brand that I trust so much and their products are unbelievable. So normally when you get a product like this, which has got glitter like specks in it, you never really see it on your lips. This one you do. So as you take the lid off, you can see there's like 3 little dots, and this helps just evenly distribute the lip gloss onto your lips. So I just go over my lips like this. You don't even need to push that hard to get the product out, but I love it so much. You genuinely can see when the light hits your lips, you can see it glistening, and I think it is so nice. And you always come across lip glosses or lip products that have glitter in them. I've never found one that actually looks like it's glittering on your skin, and this is just a gorgeous gloss that really does the trick. It's actually one of my favorites. I want to gatekeep it so you just don't go and buy it, but I need to share. It is a gorgeous brand, so affordable, and I absolutely love it. So if you want a lip gloss that is glistening, moisturising, nourishing, grab the MCoBeauty one. As you can see, I am all done. I am just gonna fluff up my hair because it is still curly from yesterday, and I'm ready to go out. And I love my makeup so much. I love doing makeup like this, especially when it's like sunny and it just looks glowy. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I hope that I've given you some insight on really affordable, gorgeous products that you want to try out yourself, and hopefully they work for you as well. Let me know if they have. If there's anything you want to ask me or anything you want me to try, let me know in the comments and I will go and grab it. That is it for me, so I will see you soon.